Hey, what is up everybody? It's YouTube's favorite Super Saiyan TrapGoku back at you with another video. Today we're gonna hop in that time machine and take a look back at one of anime's greatest series to grace our television screens. That's right, I'm talking about that OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's get into it. So, my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh started way back in 2001. Now, back then there was a different era of gaming. If you liked like card-based and monster collecting games or, anime, you were either a Pokemon fan or a Digimon fan. That's just how it went. Then Yu-Gi-Oh came along and really challenged the whole Pokemon card game and the Magic card game scene as well. Because, like I said, if you were into the card games, you were either a Magic fan or you were a Pokemon fan, because Pokemon was literally dominating the market from video games to card games. And Yu-Gi-Oh came out, and boy, when I tell you Yu-Gi-Oh was a smash hit, it was a smash hit. So for me, my Yu-Gi-Oh journey began all the way back in 2001 when the very first episode aired on Kids WB. I remember watching it, and like they had a Friday premiere, I believe, for Yu-Gi-Oh because it was so dope. And they kept showing the first episode because I guess it got so many like high view numbers because the first episode was really wild. So like the first episode introduces the card game, introduces the mechanics of having to get your opponent's life points to zero. And we introduced to the main characters Yugi, who had like crazy anime hair at the time. Like I had seen a lot of anime at that point because like I was very versed in anime. I'd been watching anime pretty much my whole life. But Yugi's hair was like, whoa, this is really out there for like anime hair, even by anime standards. But like watching the show, it was really cool. It really like simply reinforced fundamentals of friendship and highlighted how like monsters and your friends like really stuck together with each other through Yugi's connections with Joey, Tristan, and Taylor. And you know what I'm saying? That was like, even though it was kind of corny and a little bit childish and a little overplayed at times, I really enjoyed the Yu-Gi-Oh series. This would prompt me to want to play the game because I mean, look, Yugi looked so cool winning duels and transforming. We would go Yu-Gi-Oh! It'd be so dope. It really got me into wanting to play the games, and then seeing the different strategies play out, like how Yugi would use magic cards and trap cards in combination to win. Like seriously, the Duelist Kingdom arc, heavily underrated. I mean, tournament arc in anime history, one of the greatest tournament arcs ever. But yeah, it really got me hooked into the show. So that's when I started buying packs from Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I got my first pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards from this local I guess pharmacy / convenience store called Eckerd. Now Eckerd's really old school. If you guys don't know, Eckerd was like the CVS Rite Aid of like the early 2000s. There aren't any anymore, I don't believe. I think they went out of business. But anyway, Eckerd used to sell the Yu-Gi-Oh packs for about $4 a pop. I got my first couple packs and the cards were crappy. I didn't get any like Blue Eyes White Dragons or any Dark Magicians of that sort, so it was kind of lame not to get those cards, not gonna lie. But I kept persevering on and kind of figured out how to play the game. Now, for those of you unaware of the anime did a very horrible job of explaining how to play the actual Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I kind of figured it out a little bit just by watching and kind of making up my own rules. I was such a noob, just summoning like level 8 monsters that I had without just ignoring the summoning conditions. Oh man, I was really just kind of just really just wilding. I would then finally go in the mall and kind of walk around one day, and I was with my mom and we saw this store that was kind of different. It was a different type of toy store. It's called International Toys and Games, and this store was so dope. It had all type of toys from just all different types of just anime and manga and like toys I'd never seen before. I saw the Gundam kits. This is where I got my first Gundam kit, by the way. And it was just a super dope store. Then I saw it, Yu-Gi-Oh starter decks, and I didn't even know starter decks were a thing. So like the starter decks, if you guys don't know what a starter deck is, it basically is a set of cards that kind of builds your first deck and kind of gives you like the framework of how to play the game and kind of like build your own stuff from there. They had two starter decks out at the time that were very popular, the Yugi starter deck and the Kaiba starter deck. I think they were both like $15 or $20 at the time. I copped one because of my mom, because she's super awesome. She got me one of the Yugi starter decks, and boy was I happy, because when I saw that Dark Magician, the holo, because you guys don't know how the pack was made, the Dark Magician was actually like on the front of the pack, and it looks so freaking cool. I ended up getting it and kind of taking some of my cards that I had from other booster packs before and adding it to my deck. I also found out at the same time that every Saturday, International Toys and Games would have Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and the winner would win like rare cards and a little bit of money, but it cost $5 to enter. So I was like, Mom, can we come back tomorrow, since I got my first deck on Saturday? And I was like, yeah, Friday, and I was ready to duel. She was like, sure, I don't care. So the next day we came back. She signed me up for the tournament. She and my sister went and walked around the mall while I played in the tournament. So I was ready, boy. I had my cards ready. The night before, I made like a super perfect Yu-Gi replica deck. I was ready to go, boy. I paid my $5 to get into the tournament, and we start dueling. I get my first match. I wait a couple minutes, and I'm at the table. And I'm playing some like older like white kid. Like, he had to be like 15 or 16. So we start dueling. We shuffle, we flip coins to see who goes first. We shuffle our decks, and we get the duel going. So first turn, I get my boy Dark Magician. So you already know what I did. I'm like, it's already over, fam. He plays his move. He summons a monster in defense position. I summon Dark Magician straight out the hand, no sacrifices. He looks at Dark Magician, then he looks at me, and he looks at his friend, and he says, you know, you can't do that. And I explained to him like, whoa, yeah, you can. Yugi does it all the time. He's like, nah, you gotta play by the rules, and the rules are different. He shows me in the rule book that in order for me to summon Dark Magician, I had to make 2 sacrifices, or like create a summoning condition that allowed me to summon him. So for those of you unaware, for you to summon higher level monsters, sacrifices need to be needed. So for like 5 and 6 level monsters, you need to sacrifice 1 monster, and for 7 and above, you need 2, unless the summoning conditions, you know, suggest otherwise. So yeah, I kind of had my first hard lesson in Yu-Gi-Oh. Also, there aren't 2,000 or 4,000 life points, it's like 8,000 life points, so that was different too. Needless to say, I lost. Got beaten very badly. The kid was very good. But from then on, I started actually starting to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. And I would still like venture into the game, but not as much as I could, because if you guys don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh is a money game. You have to have a significant amount of income to play Yu-Gi-Oh on a regular basis or on a competitive level. Packs are expensive, and if you want to get the best cards, you're better off getting a booster box. I would find this out more and more as I would learn more about Yu-Gi-Oh throughout my years. I wouldn't really find major success in winning duels until I really got my first job in high school, and about around this time, we were rolling into the Yu-Gi-Oh GX era, where the game was speeding up quite significantly. We had more like fusion and devastating fusion monsters coming out, and you know, different deck archetypes really starting to shine, like Gladiator Bees, Six Sams, dad decks are rolling out, and that's when I really started to find my competitive shine, being able to buy my own cards and booster packs. I started topping at my locals, and I had a Six Sam deck, and it had a dad deck with BLS in it, and boy was I out here savaging the world. Anyway, yeah, it was a really good game. I would later on be asked to start judging the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise as a local judge, because this is around the time I was turning 18. I had topped a lot of my locals. I was consistently like going to regionals and stuff like that. And at my local game shop, which was the Dragon's Horde, they asked me to be a local judge, and I decided to do it for a little while. I did it for about 6 months before, you know, honestly, I kind of felt burnt out at the game. Synchros were really becoming a big thing. I remember there were a lot of like crazy bands going on at the time, and you know, I was kind of feeling a little burnt out. I hadn't been as successful as I really wanted to because I wanted to be a champion, but hey, you got to move on sometimes. And I was making the transition into college and really wasn't following the Yu-Gi-Oh anime as much as I was because Zexal really didn't interest me because honestly at the time I didn't give Zexal a chance, especially coming off of how good 5Ds was. It was really hard for me to step into Zexal. It would be years later until I really watched Zexal in its entirety and really fell in love with the series. Which leads me into my next point. Even though I was an avid fan of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I love the anime. Yu-Gi-Oh the anime, the original anime, will always hold a special place in my heart. Dan Green as Yugi Moto was probably one of the best decisions ever. And Seto Kaiba and Joey, like the whole cast was just great and phenomenal. And then GX rolls around and like completely changes the script, except like Jaden is super dope and even had a colorful cast as well. But then we got the GOAT tier Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, which really just set the bar for card-based anime for me. 5Ds is so good, like I got to make an entire video dedicated to 5Ds to really like go over why 5Ds is such a great anime. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime have always been solid. And if you haven't watched them, I would say give them a try. You might find something new in, watching a strategic card-based anime. All in all, I've kind of retired from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. More or less, I just collect the cards. Like I literally have like binders of holographic cards from pretty much every era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm really proud of myself for, I know it might sound a little coy and a little egotistical, but I'm really proud of myself and I love my collection of nerd stuff and my Yu-Gi-Oh collection. All in all, I'm going to say I am proud to be a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I love the anime. I love the card game. I loved how things have progressed and it's kept up with the times and been able to hold people's interest. I think it's a series worth investing in. Honestly, if you're looking for good times, I would say just watch out for a lot of major things and, stay away from negativity. And always, 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 if you're going to play competitively, watch your stuff. You know what I'm saying? People do steal these cards. They are expensive. They are worth a lot of money. Please watch your stuff. This is a PSA to you guys. You're going to be paying competitively. I don't want you to end up like a lot of people I know who at tournaments or big gatherings would just get their stuff stolen for no reason. Thanks guys for watching the video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And if you want to help me keep my lights on with Patreon, link to the description will be below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and being a part of everything. Be sure to check out my podcast, the Higher Thoughts podcast. New episodes will be coming out. I'm gonna try to make them weekly, but they might come out probably bi-weekly. But hey, we're still working that out. So thank you guys so much for your patience, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you around, guys. Peace.